So, and if you don't remember, Funny Feelings was recommended by Tiff from Tiff Talks Pages. Desperately Seeking Roommate was recommended to me by Caitlin, who's the Love Librarian. And Ever Mine by Laura Pavlov was recommended to me by Morgan from Nothing Better Than a Book. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hey everyone. So I am on my way. It's Saturday morning and I am on my way to visit my son. So don't mind the hair and stuff. Anyway, he lives in a group home for his kids with autism. My son is nonverbal, and he's in a special school, and it's 2.5 hours away from us for one way. So I'm on the road when I go visit him for 5 or 6 hours, so I can generally do 1 or 2 audiobooks. Anyway, I am about between 16 and 17% through Funny Feelings by Tarah DeWitt. And this was the recommendation, I think it was from, I don't have my notes with me, but I'm 99.999% sure it was Tiff. Anyway, excuse me. And I am laughing out loud. The last book I just finished before I started this one was The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter, which is a thriller, because I needed a palate cleanser between romances. Here we go. Anyhow, so I'm going to make this really quick because I just arrived at his school, but I really enjoy the humor in it. And oh my gosh, that bathing suit with the hairy nipples and the hairy butt crack that she wore because of some skeevy guy, I would love to see if that's a real thing, because that is so hysterical. And the fact that Meyer, he was legitimately terrified or grossed out by that bathing suit. Anyway, I loved it. It's really, really, really funny. So, and I'm really enjoying the dynamic between Farley and Meyer. I really need to look up his name, between the hero and the heroine. And yeah, the Nelson Hobbs is doing a fantastic job, as well as, okay, I really am bad with names today. I'm tired. It's been a long week. Anyway, and I just spent the last 3 hours on the road. But I'm really enjoying this book, so thank you for the recommendation, and I cannot wait. I will be talking to you guys in a little bit after I spend some time with my son. I'm going to take him out probably to Red Robin's and get a milkshake or something for him, because he really loves to do that. But we're going to, after that, I will be hopefully working more towards finishing this book. But as I usually do, I probably will stop at Barnes & Noble, because there's a Barnes & Noble and a McKay's on my way home, because I have to go through a couple of cities, which takes a little bit of time to get through all the traffic. But I either stop at a Barnes & Noble or a McKay's. So anyway, I will update you when I get further into this book, but so far I'm truly, truly enjoying it, and I think it's worth the hype. All right, bye. Hey, I'm just popping in for a quick update. I dropped my son off back at his school / group home, and it took a lot longer than it usually does. We went and got our milkshakes and our fries, because that's his favorite thing to do, and to walk through Target, because he likes to look at the toy cars, even though he's almost 15. And we also go to Home Depot to look at the lawnmowers, because he just loves lawnmowers and buttons. We usually spend about a half hour or so just looking at refrigerators. for the book, Funny Feelings. So I'm about 31% now, 31% and I am really, really loving it. Farley is such an interesting character. The damage that her dad did to her emotional state was just ridiculous. I loved the story about how the bird crapping on the coffin, and it just made her laugh. I love that she says that you should find humor in everything, and I absolutely 1000% agree with that. And that they both are pining for each other, but neither of them are telling each other that they're pining for each other, that they're in love with each other, because they don't want to ruin their friendship. So I think right now this is hovering at an all-time favorite, unless something really dumb or bad happens. This is probably going to be a 5-star rate for me. I'm laughing out loud. I really do feel the chemistry between Meyer and Farley, and I love Hazel as a character. She is not there just to be a side character. She's one of the reasons why they did not want to, neither of them wanted to tell each other their feelings, because they don't want Hazel to, they didn't want anything to affect their either the relationship with Hazel, because Hazel's really, really important. And if you don't know, Hazel's is Myers. Yeah, it's probably Myers. His daughter. And I love how Farley explained how she learned ASL, and how her mother, with the story about the umbrella, was fantastic. Tarah DeWitt is able to write the emotions in there in such a way that is not heavy-handed, and she's able to put the humor in even when they're emotional. And when Farley was talking about how her therapist hates her because she can't make her therapist laugh, and that she was basically performing for her therapist, oh my gosh, I started laughing out loud over that scene. That was really, really funny. Anyway, right now I'm headed to I forgot to bring some Excedrin with me. My head is starting to hurt really bad. The pressure is starting to build a little bit, because I'm just, this is inevitable when I am on long journeys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. There's a Barnes & Noble near a Walgreens, so I'm going to stop and get myself some Excedrin and probably another Diet Mountain Dew, and I'm probably going to go and just browse some books and maybe take about a half hour or so just to sit down and start reading something, or just relax before I have to make the drive back down to my house. Again, I am like almost 3 hours away from my house. And it is 1:40 right now, so I probably won't get home till like 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. But these are the this has been normal for me for the last couple of years since he got into this program. And honestly, as a parent, it was a hard decision to make, but it was also the easiest decision because he's flourished in it. So we're just I'm really happy that he's talking more, even though he talks and he doesn't really communicate very well right now. I still absolutely love listening to what he has to say, even though some of it's by rote. Anyway, so that's my update, and I will talk to you in a little bit. back in for the last updates. I am on my way home now. I had to go to 3 drugstores. I ended up going to a CVS and a Harris Teeter and then a Walgreens before I could find the medication I needed for my migraine. And then I had to sit there and wait for it to kick in before I was able to drive. So this thing's no joke. Anyway, funny feelings. It is fantastic. I am so thankful to Tiff. I am so thankful that you recommended it to me. He's so sweet. Meyer is so sweet. And yes, his name's Meyer. When I stopped, I actually looked up, make sure I had his name correct. Anyway, he is so sweet and protective over her, but not in an a jerk sort of way. Yes, I was about to swear. Anyway, I really like her as a character. Farley she has so many anxieties. There's really good anxiety rep in this as well. When I get home, I will update you on my final thoughts of Funny Feelings. But I have another audiobook queued up. So this morning, before I left, I was still listening to the Karen Slaughter book, The Good Daughter. And that is a 5-star read. Funny Feelings is going to be a 5-star read if nothing bad happens for a third act breakup. I hope not. It is Sunday, and I have been getting stuff ready for tomorrow because I go back to work tomorrow. Honestly, we need more of a weekend. Like 3 or 4 day weekend would be great. All right. So I finished Funny Feelings yesterday in the car on the way when I was driving home, and I am giving it 5 stars, and it is going to be on my favorites to read. So thank you, Tiff, for that recommendation. Absolutely love it. I love the dynamic between Meyer and Farley. I love the relationship that is built between Hazel and Farley, and that Hazel is 100% on board with the relationship between Meyer and Farley. It was a very sweet romance, and there was a bit of a third act breakup, I think. I mean, it didn't really feel like a breakup. It felt like she let her anxieties get in the way a little bit, and he let his fears of causing her problems get in the way. And I love the grand gesture at the end, and that they wanted to act stupid with each other because they were in love with each other. So yes, I'm gonna agree. This is definitely a 5-star read. And I am very, very happy that I was able to read it. So thank you, Tiff. And thank you to Sam and Tori, because they picked it for their Coverage at Cover book club for January. So I'm really, really happy we got a gem on here out of this one. All right, so the next one that I started yesterday, and it is an audiobook. It is Desperately Seeking. It's The Desperately Seeking Roommate by Micalea Smeltzer, and it was recommended to me by Caitlin. So it is okay. So I like the heroine. She's a little quirky. I like that she's free with the way she thinks, and that she doesn't care what people think of her weight. But honestly, I think she does a little bit, because she's always talking about how fat she is, and she doesn't care about her being fat or plus size. But it's always brought up almost on every page. In every chapter, it is brought up at least once that she's fat. And I'm not a small girl, so I do understand the feelings that she feels, but I do not need her to keep reminding me of how she's feeling on almost every single page. So the other issue I'm running into it with this book is the not the hero so much. He's a little passive, but the narrator. There's only one narrator. She's female. I don't remember her name. I'll look her up and put her down below. But she doesn't do a good male voice, and so it's kind of throwing me off. I mean, this is definitely a short read. And I know it's college romance, and I'm good with college romance, even though I haven't been in college for a while. But I feel like I feel like the heroine herself is not very, she's a little over the top, if I'm making any sense. So this is not, this is more than a 3-star read for me because I'm really enjoying the story itself. I think the pacing is good. I think the characterization is good. I think we're now getting in. I have about an hour and a half left, and I listen on 2.5 speed, so I have about an hour and a half left on this audiobook. But unless something big happens, it's probably going to be a 4, which is kind of disappointing because I had 2 5-star reads, one right after the other. So anyway, and I did, as you saw in the B-roll, I did stop at Barnes & Noble. That was the craziest Barnes & Noble. They had Stephen King next to the romance section. They didn't even put like the historicals in the romance section. The romance section was like that big. It was weird. And it started like underneath the classics. But I found 3 books that I really, really am excited to own. So first I picked up Loath to Love You, which is her STEM instant, her novellas. So Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. And I've read all 3 of these and I liked them really. And then I got Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste at a Barnes & Noble's. I cannot believe I found one. Magnolia Parks. I'm very shocked that I found this at a Barnes & Noble's. So it was the only one. I picked it up. And then the last one, I saw this and I was like, oh, it's so pretty. I love Pride and Prejudice. I love Jane Austen. But look how beautiful this is. This is fabric. Look at the inside. Look how beautiful that is. Let's see, there's even pictures in the middle. So, yes, this is definitely something I am going to put on my shelf. Oh my gosh, I did not see this one picture. Mr. Bingley and Jane. I love it. I am so glad I have this. And Victoria, you should go look in Barnes & Noble. It is a little expensive, but it is worth every penny. And so that's my haul. So I am going to finish, I should be able to finish Desperately Seeking Roommate today, and then I'll probably start. I have In the Weeds queued up. I also have Mine queued up, and I have him queued up. So it's just whatever I feel like I want to where I want to go next. That's where I'm gonna go. But I will check in a little bit. Bye. Hey everybody. I'm just wanted to update you on Desperately Seeking Roommate. I'm at the 3rd act breakup. And okay, so Lou and Abel, I really do like their romance. It's very cute. It's very new adultish, and that's fine because I knew this was going to be a new adult going in. I honestly don't mind new adult as long as I know what's going on at the beginning before I go in. Anyway, so my thing is with this is Lou. It's like she doesn't trust Abel. So the 3rd act breakup, and this is going to be a spoiler, so just be aware. So Danica, who's been consistently trying to go after Abel, and Abel's been kind of nasty to her, telling her to leave him alone, shows up at their apartment door and says that she needs to get something from his room. Well, so Lou's like, oh, well, what day were you here? And this was like the day after Abel told her in the library to leave him alone. Anyway, so Lou asks Danica,
what day were you here? And she's like, oh, I was here on Saturday. And oh gosh, Lou was like, oh no, you weren't here on Saturday. We were together all day doing stuff. And then she was like, oh no, it was Sunday. And apparently they were not together on that Sunday or something, like she was babysitting. Anyway, so she lets Lou lets Danica in. Danica goes to his room and brings out a pair of black lacy thongs. A black lacy thong. Which, side note, why would you want to wear a thong that just sounds terribly uncomfortable. But anyway, I digress. So when she leaves with a black lacy thong, and Lou, instead of being like, dude, I know you're lying, because it's very obviously with anyone that this girl's lying. I mean, look at everything that's happened. Like in the library the day before, Lou was literally sitting right there when Abel told Danica to get lost, but yet she believes Danica when Danica says, oh yeah, I left my thong in Abel's room. Instead of giving Abel the benefit of the doubt, she gets all weepy, pretends to be sick. He's calling her to make sure she's okay, tries to take care of her, and then she yells at him, and it's like, oh, now she's starting to confront him, and that's where I'm at. And I'm like, girl, you know he's lying. You know Danica's lying, right? Obviously, it's obvious. Anyway, so I'm really frustrated with her. It's been hovering at a 4-star, but after this, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Because I think my thing is that this feels forced. It feels like a forced breakup. And so for me, I don't like it when it's a forced breakup. If the breakup is necessary, if there's a third act breakup and it's necessary, there has to be a reason. And it can't be, a miscommunication or believing someone that you obviously know is completely lying because she's trying to have sex with your boyfriend, and you know this, but yet you're believing her. So I'm kind of frustrated with Lou. Hey everyone, so I finished Desperately Seeking Roommates by Micalea Smeltzer, and I really love Lou's friend. She basically went WWE on this dude, his name's Kit, so to get him to admit what him and Danica did to break up Lou and Abel. And I mean, she should have realized it. I don't think her friend should have. I mean, yeah, I'm glad her friend did it because, well, the guy's a jerk. But at the same time, Lou should have had more faith in Abel. That being said, she did do some pretty good groveling, so it did put it back up to a 4-star. So I am going to give this a 4-star. It had the epilogue where they got married and had babies and they were happy. So, I mean, it was good, but it's not going to be a favorite. But it was a good recommendation. So thank you, Caitlin, for the recommendation. And I will try more from Micalea Smeltzer. Excuse me. I went in and started Evermine by Laura Pavlov, and this one was recommended to me by Morgan from Nothing Better Than Books. And I'm on chapter 19. Like, I literally just have been enjoying this. I mean, I stopped like 1 or 2 times to look up how to do certain values and stuff, but the hero and heroine, this is the second. I didn't realize this was going to be a second chance sports small town romance, because I didn't actually even read the synopsis, because I was like, okay, she says this is better than book 1, I'm gonna trust her. And well, I haven't even read book 1. Like, this is my first Laura Pavlov book, And so far, I'm pretty impressed. The emotions are there. Pacing's pretty good. You get your villain who originally tore them apart. And you get the heat. There's some steam in it already. They haven't really consummated, but there's been like where the one bed where they slept together, but they actually just slept. And the kissing and stuff. So I mean, it's there, and their reasons for breaking up to begin with, specifically for her, she didn't fight for them and with the original breakup, which actually I think is really interesting, because I feel like, and maybe this is just me, but I think for most second chance, it's usually the guy does something, other than maybe somebody doing something else. I don't know. I'm just talking. But I haven't come across many books where it was the woman's idea to really break up, or maybe I haven't been paying that much attention, other than Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go. And that one was actually legit. They did need to break up in order for them to get back together. And that one was very much, they both needed to heal separately before they could heal together as a couple. It's honestly a very interesting story. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So, like I said, I'm on chapter 19. I literally went through 18 and a half chapters, and then I realized that I hadn't updated you guys. So, this is the update, and I am gonna go eat some dinner, make my lunch for tomorrow, because I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. I don't want to go to work, but still have to. All right, anyway, so this was my update. I only have like an hour left of this book, so I'm definitely going to be finishing this tonight. So I will take the time this week to edit this, and hopefully get it out to you very soon. All right, have a good night, and I will update you when I'm either done or if there's something I really want to say about this book. All right, bye.
My final thoughts. Okay, so my favorite out of all three is Funny Feelings. Like, this book, I am so glad that it was worth every single hype. I was so scared that it was not going to live up to the hype, and it did. I love the humor. I love the friendship. I loved Hazel's relationship with Farley. I loved Meyer, and oh my gosh, I could not remember his name for the life of me. For at the beginning of when I was started listening to the book, it was just going over my head. I have no idea why, but anyway. But I also really love the heart. There's so much heart, and and I loved how they worked on their differences rather than getting angry at each other. And I love that Meyer understood that Farley needed time to deal with things, and that she understood his needs as well. So this one is absolutely 5-star. Okay, Desperately Seeking Roommate. Really, truly wanted to love it. I'm giving it 4 stars. It's honestly kind of a generous 4 stars. And the reason why, besides I love you, Caitlin, is I understood what Micalea Smeltzer was trying to do. I don't need to be told over and over again that a character is fat. I get it. Show me, don't tell me. And she kept telling me that she was fat. I was like, okay, I understand. Let's move on. It just was repeated over and over and over and over again. I'm like, all right, I've had enough. Please, let's move on from body issues, because yes, I get it. And honestly, I feel like Lou didn't quite have the amount of self-esteem that Micalea Smeltzer was trying to convey in the book. I felt like she was kind of putting on an air. I'm just saying this because I used to be kind of like that, where I'd be like, oh, I don't care. I mean, now I truly don't care. You can think of me ever any way you want, I don't care. But the way she was coming across was like, yeah, I don't care, but yeah, she really cared. I did love that they were eating in this book. I did not like the third act breakup. That I would have given that book probably a solid 4 stars. It was a solid 4 stars. I was actually like, okay, maybe I'll do 4.5, because once Lou and Abel got together, I was like, okay, I'm really starting to enjoy this. It really picked up for me. But then that third act breakup happened. She believed, spoiler, she believed that the girl who was basically a liar trying to steal Abel. It was ridiculous. I was like, you were sitting right there the day before when she was trying to pick up your boyfriend in front of you. Spoiler alert, that actually has happened. Not to me, but I've seen it happen in real life, funny enough. Anyway, but I didn't like the way she went quiet and then went kind of crazy on him. And I did not like that he didn't sit down and say, okay, what's going on? You're upset. I understand that you're upset. I'm not leaving this room until we talk it over, because communication is important. And neither he wanted to communicate, she wanted to yell. And so, well, I get that. And that's why I think she was more insecure than she was being led on. That's what made me think that Lou's character had a lot more insecurities than she was verbally or even mentally thinking throughout the book. The other part is I did like the grovel at the end. She did a pretty good job at groveling, but I would have wanted more, because I mean, she believed someone who was incredibly untrustworthy, and you knew that going in. I was like, you believed her? Really? After everything, you believed her? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to give it 4 stars. When really it's probably more like a 3-star for me. And I still have hope for Micalea Smeltzer. So if you know of any Micalea Smeltzer book that I should read, because oh my gosh, I love Sweet Dandelion. It is one of my favorite books of all time. And I even love the novella that really didn't need to exist, but it exists. I still love it. But I would like to know if there's any other books I should try, because honestly, I wanted to love this one so bad. I really did. And I feel really bad because I didn't. So, sorry. So, Evermind. Second book in the Honey Mountain series by Laura Pavlov. All right, Morgan. I'm giving this 4.5 stars. This one's a good one. So, my thing is, the reason why it's not a full 5 stars is because it dragged a little bit in the middle. I was like, okay. And there's just some things that I was like, I don't know if I need to know this, but maybe it's from the setting up for the next book, or it's left over from the book before. So I was like, okay. So I really did like it. I loved the romance. The romance was fine the way it was. I didn't feel like it needed more, but I felt like, and I loved how the third act, and it wasn't even a breakup. Okay. I loved that after his phone was smashed and she could not get a hold of him, and she freaked out because of her past, but her sister was able to wrangle her in and say, listen, stop panicking and think this through. Would he do this? No, he wouldn't. And so she was like, okay. So she went and did her thing because she was going for a new job. I don't really want to give a lot away, but anyway, and then when he goes to go get her, and he thinks that she took the new job and that they weren't going to be able to live in the same city, he's like, why'd you do this? And she's like, she didn't correct him right away, and I kind of wish she had, but it kind of made for some pretty good banter, I'm not gonna lie. But I did enjoy it, and I'm glad that they both communicated and listened to each other. That is my biggest thing, is there's got to be good communication, and they have to listen to, and they have to follow through, and it happened in this book. I'm so glad that it happened in this book. So I'm giving, Funny Feelings is my favorite, then it's Ever Mine, and then it is Desperately Seeking Roommate. So if you guys have any comments about anything that I said in this video, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, is there a, did you like these books? Did you not like these books? Is there a book I should be reading from Micalea Smeltzer and Laura Pavlov and Tarah DeWitt? Please leave that down in the comments below. And if you don't want to comment any of that, please leave me a friend emoji. That way, because these books were recommended to me by 3 of my bookish friends. And anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to talking to you in my next video. Bye.